to all of you who ignored me, did it on my own. I owe no one. I am not afraid to be all alone. Now I look at it with pride. Thanks to all of you who made me cry. Tears washed dry and I understand what outspires me to be better, brave and bold, baby, in a blink of an eye. Without you I wouldn't be where I am. Thank you for everything and nothing. You made me realize how strong I am, and you can't break me no more. Don't you dare run over me, treat me like I am tough, you can't wreck me. Don't you dare run over me, treat me like I am tough, you can't wreck me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Can't break me no more. Don't you dare run over me, treat me like I am tough, you can't wreck me. Don't you dare run over me, treat me like I am tough, you can't wreck me. Don't you dare.
Hi guys. I'm absolutely excited and thrilled to introduce my next guest. But before that, I wanted to give a special shout out to Kabai and Remit. Thank you so much for the trust. Thank you so much for believing in me. And of course, to all of the people watching on Facebook and YouTube Live, I'd just like to say hello, kumusta ka, magandang gabi to everybody in the Philippines, magandang hapon to everybody in the UK. Maraming salamat for joining us here live. This is really an exciting project. I just hope this can be used to support Filipinos, support charities, and help people in the Philippines. I'm really excited to introduce my next guest. My next guest, Red Tan, is an independent singer, songwriter, and entrepreneur. She's got such an incredible story, and I know she's going to be sharing that with us today. And of course, there's some exciting surprises coming up too. So hi, Red, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining us all the way from the Philippines.
Hi everyone. Hi Malcolm. Hi to all the listeners of Pusong Pinoy. Good evening here in the Philippines and good afternoon there in London.
Thank you so much. You know, it's incredible that you could take the time out to join us. I'm very grateful. You know, we just watched
My
your
pleasure.
last video. Wow, it's great. You know, I'm so happy. We watched your last video on YouTube. You know, that's really professional. You know, the dancing and you've put a lot of effort into what you're doing. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. Whereabouts are you from in the Philippines, and how did you get into singing and music?
Okay, I was born and raised in the Philippines and I started singing professionally when I was 16 years old. I stopped when I got married. I stopped for 5 years. And then 2016, my husband just pushed me back to on stage again. And 2017, he pushed me to audition for the World Championships of Performing Arts. Um, I got in, fortunately, and but unfortunately, after a month, he passed away. But I still have to do it. I still have to compete. The following year, I competed. It was so hard because he wasn't there. But after that, I won medals, bronze medals for Broadway and I think contemporary. And after that, I got a scholarship from like a musical course in London, and that started my London stint. I auditioned for the Open Mic UK, and luckily I got into the grand finals. And Mr. Chris Grayston, the owner of Open Mic UK, he offered me a recording deal. So that's where it all started. Actually, the songwriting, it's a newfound talent for me. And I didn't know that I was able to write. I just wrote everything that was on my mind. I wrote all my emotions. I think that was my best coping skill.
I think that's an incredible, inspiring story, and I'm so pleased that you're able to pursue your passion. But also, of course, it's absolutely tragic to hear about your husband, and we'll move on to a little bit more about that later on. I know I guess music can be a way of dealing with lots of issues, and music can be a way of not getting over. You can never get over it, but I think music can be a
It
way
helped
of
me in
maybe
my
engaging
healing
with people.
process.
Exactly right. You've written an amazing song, which I've been listening to a lot on YouTube. The one where you're holding on to your
Thank
son's
you.
hand, like dealing with a pandemic. Tell me a little bit about that and what how that came about.
What do you mean? Like releasing my video
Yes,
during
so releasing the
the
video
lockdown?
and what inspired you. It's a lovely song
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
families and togetherness. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. The song "Be There for You," I wrote that for 30 minutes because it was just so easy to write because my inspiration was my son. And I released the video during the lockdown in America. Yeah, that's right.
First, and then of course you ended up going up there to the Philippines. How has lockdown been in both America and of course the Philippines?
It was harder in the States because I got no family there. Because we are in a COVID situation, to no one really wants to adopt us. And So when we book our tickets 3 times and it keeps canceling, and finally we got home, I think last week of April, and it was a big relief because we are with our family already.
That's some amazing. And when you got back home to the Philippines, you know, how have you managed to be cope under the community quarantine? And have you been able to go out? And how's that been for you?
Staying at home, I really don't mind staying at home because I am really a homebody. So it was okay for me. I was just doing YouTube videos. I'm doing business plans. I'm doing online. I'm what's this? Um, I am doing some online thingy for my business for the school, an online school.
Wow, that's
So
fantastic.
there's
Tell me a little
still
bit
I'm
about
still
that.
productive and busy.
I'm a little bit interested. Well, I am interested in your sort of what your sort of business side of things and what you're trying to achieve. And obviously, if you're trying to help people in the Philippines, can you tell us a little bit about that or share that with us?
I'm all in promoting good and quality education. So I built my own, a small preschool. It's a progressive preschool. Our mission is to spread progressive education.
Fantastic. And how did you sort of start that, and what gave you the inspiration to kind of move into education? I know that it's something very important. I think particularly now with this kind of online learning, can you sort of play your part in that? I know there's a need for, say, young people to have computers, etc. How can the situation improve, and what are you doing?
I started this school basically because I have like issues, should I call it issues, towards traditional education here in the Philippines. There's not really that much quality education here. There is, but it's really quite expensive. So I was thinking like maybe I should just, instead of paying that big amount of a tuition, maybe I should just start it myself and give it a reasonable price so everyone can, have a progressive quality education.
There's a lot to be said for class sizes as well in the Philippines. Way back, and you might have
Yes,
seen my
yes.
previous interview.
That's
There's
one of the
a
issues.
Exactly. There's a group called the Purple Community Fund. They used to be called the Philippine Christian Foundation. And around about 15, 20 years ago, I visited their school. They don't have the school anymore, but it was on these shipping containers, if you like. And I think their philosophy was to maybe have 25, 30 children per class. A lot of the children now have graduated. One of them has now gone on to perhaps become the prima ballerina of the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
But of course, education is so important, and I think the way for many Filipinos to improve their lives would be from having a decent education. I'm not saying there aren't good things happening now, because there's been masses of improvements, of course, under the current administration, and education's moving in the right direction. But still, it's there's a lot of kids to educate, and it costs a lot of money. And so what you're doing, I think, is great because you're helping towards that. Hopefully, other people can copy
Yeah.
your model, and I'd like to sort of hear more about that. So please keep me updated.
Yeah. We only
Anyway,
have six students to one teacher. So,
wow,
yeah.
that's
It's
fantastic.
like a personalized education, semi, yeah.
In terms of fundraising for that, how much do these kind of things cost, and what's your kind of vision, and are you getting support with that?
What do you, it's my school is like, it's like a, one of my advocacies, like promoting quality education to everyone. I am an advocate of a lot of things on a daily basis. And, I promote quality education for children, promote awareness for depression and anxiety. I hate injustice, I hate racism. I abhor when people belittle other people. There's no really particular advocacy, really. It can be as small as visiting a sick person or talking to someone uh, suicidal on the phone, singing to raise money for PPEs. I have like so much. And let's just say that I am an advocate for humanity. And of course, I won't be able to do that without the help of other people as well. And I am just blessed that a lot of people have been helping me on my projects and also to this school. I am backed by people who believed in me.
That's lovely to hear. Here in the UK, we have this NHS volunteers, and basically what it is that during the time of the lockdown, the government recruited, I think they wanted 250,000 volunteers, and they've now got 750,000. And there's an app that I've installed on my phone called the Good Sam app. And what it basically means is I get this loud alarm. So forgive me if you hear one, but even if my phone's on silent, I get this alarm and I can accept a call. And of course, I can then call somebody who's isolated or sheltered. And I think, I found that even a conversation, even just 10 minutes to talking to somebody on the phone, can make a lot of difference. You know, I know in times of need, people just want to reach out to other people, and I think it's great that we have these facilities. I think it's great that we've got YouTube and Facebook and everything else, but I think mental health is a very serious issue, not only in the Philippines, but of course around the world.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not familiar of that app, but I think that's really good that you have an app like that, and I should download that too.
So there's some great initiatives, I think, here, but I understand in the Philippines it can be quite difficult for some young people as well. Of course, there is a complete need for the community quarantine, and you know there's a reduction in the death rate in the Philippines as a result of that. But for some young people, I guess they get kind of depressed. So even something like a mobile
Oh
phone, if
yeah,
somebody's got like a second-hand mobile phone in the UK or a second-hand laptop, and they can send that to the Philippines, I know that'll be very much welcome. You know, that's an amazing advocacy that's not really going to cost that much. If you're going to throw out your mobile phone, I'm sure you would agree that sending that to the
that's right.
Philippines will be of great benefit.
That's right. That's right.
So
Even
I
as
want,
it's as simple as purchasing food from small businesses, these homemade stuff, because it's currently a trend right now here in the Philippines. Like everyone becomes a baker and a cook because you need to find ways to make money, right? So we need to support them as well.
yeah, of course, I definitely agree with you. And I think what's quite interesting is, you know, we all kind of relied on the entertainment industry, we all kind of relied on restaurants and everything else. And I think now everyone has to find a new way of being able to manage. And there's a lot of these online concerts, online events. You can go to any restaurant.
That's
There's a
true.
restaurant in the UK, Romulla Cafe, by the Romulla family. And now they've found a new way of operating their business in that they have deliveries pretty much all over London. So they've been able to hire some delivery drivers and they would drive the food to your house. So you still have that experience, but at home. And I guess that's happening quite a lot as well in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
So
true.
I wanted to talk a little bit now and about your advocacy, and I watched a very powerful interview that you had on dengue fever, and that was with Sky News, and of course about your husband. Can you try and, if you don't mind, can you tell us a little bit about that and sort of what your sort of thoughts are?
So he was confined to the hospital Monday morning, and then we found out that he's positive with dengue. At first, we didn't think that he's dying because dengue. bef- I mean, at that time, you just need. There's no cure, okay, but you just need to hydrate yourself, and that's it. After 4 days in the hospital, you're out. But my husband's situation was rare. Um, Even if we came to a point where we did a blood transfusion on him, still he passed away. Why? Because his condition is rare. It went to his brain and his lungs. The virus. I'm talking about the virus. Yeah.
And how can people protect themselves from dengue? Have you got any kind of campaigns? You know, I know about mosquito nets and everything else, but can you sort of tell me a bit about what you would like to see? Because, of course, it's a
hmm
real problem. Is there any kind of legacy in terms of what you're doing to try and educate others or?
Yeah, I am all for creating awareness about dengue. We should take dengue seriously. We should clean our environment. Take care of ourselves. Let's put mosquito repellents and mosquito nets. We need to really be careful of these mosquitoes, and a clean environment is number one.
Yeah, that's so important, and I know there, of course, as we both agree, there have been many improvements. But I guess the more we can mention this, the more we can raise these important points. I think the better. And I know you're obviously doing that as well through your Facebook. We're going to
Yes.
take a short break right now, and then when we come back, we've got some to lighten the mood a little bit. We've got some really sort of exciting things coming up, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, let's take a break, and we'll talk to you all soon.
And hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact. And please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes.
Yes. And you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact and everything is verified. So, thank you.
God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi, my name's Joan Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion, and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up and coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines. And I know you are going to really enjoy this show.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much to everybody watching. It's really, really appreciated on behalf of us all. I'd like to again thanks Kabay and Remit for kind of being there for us. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I wanted to talk about my favorite musical in the world, Miss Saigon. I'm a massive Miss Saigon fan for such a long time now. You know, I've watched it more than 50 times in Europe, in the UK. And of course, I was there at the very few first performances. And amazingly, I managed to gate crash the gala party as well as the 25th anniversary performance. And it was legendary. Miss Saigon has always played a very important part in my life. In fact, the first time I ever discovered the Philippines was from my love of Miss Saigon. Didn't know where the Philippines was, but I bought a souvenir program, and I realized the cast were there, so I flew to the Philippines especially to meet one of the cast members. And my journey and my passion and love of the Philippines kind of started from there. So Miss Saigon's always been in my heart. And I'm really excited that you've very kindly offered to tell me a little bit about your involvement with Miss Saigon. And we have an upcoming surprise. So thanks so much.
I was never a cast of Miss Saigon. Back in 2005, I was one of the successful applicants for the Australia run, but unfortunately, the show didn't push through. So yeah,
But it's
until
still
now,
fantastic.
I still wanna be part of that show. It's still a dream role for me, even if I'm just gonna be an ensemble. You know, I want to be in that show.
I have no doubt it's going to be coming to the Philippines, to Manila. You know, there's been talk about this now for quite a few years. The last time they had a tour in Manila was in 2000. And if you go on YouTube, you can type in Miss Saigon Manila, and you can actually watch the whole performance with Leia and Robert Sena and many of the original cast, which is fantastic. And I'm quite sure that one day Miss Saigon will indeed return to Manila. So, you know, you still have the opportunity. But in the meantime, you're going to be able to give us a sample of Miss Saigon, and I'm
Sure,
most
sure,
grateful.
sure. You ready, guys?
Certainly,
Wish me luck.
yes. I'm so pleased.
You who have cradled in my arms, you asking as little as you can. Little snip of a little man. I know I'd give my life for you. You didn't ask me to be born. Why should you learn of war or pain? To make sure you're not hurt again. I know I'd give my life for you. I've tasted love beyond all fear. And you should know it's love that brought you here. And in one perfect night, when the stars burn like new, I knew what I must do. I'll give you a million things I'll never own. I'll give you a world to conquer when you're grown. You will be who you want to be. You can choose whatever heaven grants. As long as you can have your chance. I know I'd give my life for you. Some nights I wake up reaching for him. I feel his shadow brushed my head, but there's just moonlight on my bed. Was he a ghost? Was he a lie that made my body laugh and cry? Then by my side the proof I see, his little one, gods of the sun, bring him to me. You will be who you want to be. You can choose whatever heaven grants. As long as you can have your chance. I swear I'd give my life for you. No one can stop what I must do. I swear I'd give my life for you.
Wow. Maraming salamat. You know, I'm really that's amazing. That's beautiful. You know, it's listening to Miss Saigon really brings makes me very emotional. I love that story. You know, not of course it's not about the Philippines, but it's kind of an amazing love story, and it's inspiring, and it talks about the struggles that people have in their lives, and of course
Yes,
what happens during war and everything
the
else. And I
Vietnam
think it
War.
has a
Yeah.
very important message. And of course, I know we've kind of borrowed that song for this, so I'd like to say thank you so much to Cameron McIntosh, of course, to everybody at Miss Saigon, to Claude Michel. In fact, I met Claude Michel once on the Underground,
Wow.
which was amazing. And I
Oh,
wanted to have a
really?
yeah. So I was just chatting to him, and I spoke to him about my love of the Philippines, and I thanked him as well. And he said very clearly the Philippines has got a very special place in his heart, and Filipinos too. And he absolutely loves the contribution that Filipinos have made to Miss Saigon. So that was amazing to hear. So yeah, thank you so much for that. You're multi-talented. I've also heard you sing some other West End songs as well on your
My
YouTube,
pleasure.
and don't stop with your passion. You know, you're a great singer songwriter as well, and you know I love the fact that you have all these advocacies to help your country as well. I wanted to also touch on another subject, and that's that I've watched some of your YouTube videos, and I understand you were singing at a certain rally or a certain support for President Duterte. Uh, and I wanted to know what it was like. I never was in the Philippines at that time. I never kind of followed it that much. But I've seen a video where you've been
Oh.
singing in front of thousands of people. Can you tell me what that felt like? What kind of experience that was?
Oh, it was one of my proudest moments of my life. Because you know what? Before Tatay Tigong ran for office, um, I was already campaigning for him. I was one of those petitioners who signed that he should run for presidency. I really like his political will. So I promised myself, if this guy runs for office, I would definitely support him. So I did everything. I asked my team to contact anyone who's connected to eh, to people that's dealing with the sorties of the president. And luckily, someone connected me to Miss Kat De Castro, and she was the one who invited me to sing.
Wow, and it's such a massive audience as well. What did it feel like? Were people shouting and were people kind of cheering for
Ah,
you? And how did it feel? It looks incredible. Just watching the YouTube video is just unbelievable.
it was really fulfilling that I was able to support President Duterte. It
And of
was a
course,
proud moment.
of course, and I don't know if you wouldn't mind, but I know there's an amazing song that President Duterte also happens to like, and I think you said you would try and, if possible, give us that as well. So it's over to you. If you could sing that for us, that would be incredible.
I'll just sing like a bit of it because I can't download the backing track for some reason. So it goes like this. Ikaw ang bigay ng may kapal. Tugon sa aking dasal upang sa lahat ng panahon, bawat pagkakataon, ang ibigin ko'y ikaw. I wish he could invite me to sing, next
Oh,
time.
that's lovely. That's really nice. You have such a sweet voice as well. It's been such a real pleasure to be able to interview you. I'm very, very
My
grateful.
pleasure, Malcolm.
It really has been. So what are the plans now? What are your future plans, ambitions? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I still want to finish my album, due to this COVID situation. I can't do anything I can't fly to London to finish the whole thing. So I have a lot of songs here. I've written, I think 15 songs already, and I'm just waiting for my flight to London so I can um, interact with my producers there and
Hopefully.
promote it as soon as it's done.
Well, I'd love to be able to meet you personally. So hopefully, when all this lockdown is kind of finished, it would be really an absolute honor to be able to meet you. And I just find you right from the heart, and I think that's inspiring. So we have some comments here as well that I'd like to just read out. Rudy Librojo. Hi Malcolm, it's a great show, and Miss Red Tan is a wonderful theatrical singer. I so agree. And Rox Goma, hi Pusong Pinoy. Thanks so much. And Superhuman. Hello, Ati Red, Angel, Tintin, and Pia. Do you want to go ahead and
Wow.
read some as well?
I can't read it. I can't see
Okay,
any comments right here.
that's fine. So Superhuman, watching here from Beverly Hills, Antipolo, Tita Tata.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Adam Osama,
That's my tito
Ate,
and my tita.
wow.
Thank
And
you.
Adam Osama is watching from Dubai. So we have audience from around the globe, which is lovely. Maybe Faustina, hi Ati Red. And
Hi, hello.
Miss CM Akila, hi Ate. Nice. And May Los Gloricio. Hello, Miss Red. Wow. And Joanne Pulasan. Hello, Ati Red. Wow, I'm blown away. So many people have been
Thank
watching and
you.
supporting, and you know this has been absolutely wonderful. This is the first episode in my second series, and you know what? You've made this very very special, and I'm so grateful to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am really honored.
Likewise, you know, this is it's speaking live as well. You know, we've all been quite nervous. You know, it's not something that we take naturally to, but I
I'm
think
still
this
nervous.
well, this is the new normal, isn't it? Really.
This is not scripted. For your information, guys, there's no script on this one. It's not preempted. There's no like questions.
Yeah, I think
It
that's
was
nice. You know.
spontaneous.
Exactly, and I think that's nice. You know, I think what we're trying to achieve is just to try and talk about life and to catch up and to try and entertain people during this time of COVID. But also, if we can share any
Yeah.
advocacies as well, then I think that's important. We have another message from Tom Lawyers. Wow, big shout out to Red. Keep doing what you're
Hi,
doing. You're an
Tom.
amazing singer. That's lovely to hear. Joanne Palasan, I love you, Ati Red. Wow, and
Oh, I can
Rox
read
Goma.
now.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Rox Goma. Shout out naman here in Sri Lanka. Hi. And yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's all I can
No,
see from here.
it's nice. So I just wanted to greet everybody again. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks once again to Kabay and Remit for sponsoring this. And thanks so much for believing in me. And of course, can you give really just any final words to your followers and supporters? How can they find your music and how can they support what you're doing?
Guys, please listen to my songs on Spotify. Just research Red Tan, and of course, please follow me on all my social media. It's at Red Tan Official, and on YouTube, just Red Tan. Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. Do you
Oh,
want to greet
sorry,
and
sorry. My
yeah.
website is www.redtanmusic.com. Please follow me because I am writing more meaningful and empowering songs, inspirational songs for you guys.
Thank you so much. You know, Maraming Salamat. I'm very, very grateful to you. And do you want to shout out any family members or speak to any of your fans
Yes,
out there?
I like to greet the Tor family, the Tan family. I'd like to greet Gandang Paras fans, Tristan, Joanne, Ken, Vilma, Rose, Gigi, Wen, Joy, they're May, Princess, Shane, Mitch. They're all watching right now and cheering for me, and also yeah, my family. Who else? My titos and titas. The Go family in London. Hello, hello to all of you guys. Oh, my listeners in London. Hi.
Thank you so much. You know, it's been an absolute, honestly, it has been a real honor to be able to spend some time with you and to be able to interview you live from the Philippines. This is my first interview that I've actually carried out with somebody directly from the Philippines. You know, I miss the Philippines so much, and to me, the Philippines is home. And I hope that I can get there in the not too distant future.
Philippines will always be home.
Thank you so much. Maraming
Thank
salamat.
you
Well,
so much for having me.
you're welcome. You know, it's been an absolute honor and a real privilege as well. And I love what you're doing. And of course, as I said to you before, I'm a massive Miss Saigon fan. So thank you for sharing some of that with us as well. It's been really good fun. Thank you so much again. Maraming salamat. Thank you to all of my
Thank you,
people watching.
Malcolm. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thanks so
Thank you,
much for
Kabayan
watching,
Remit.
guys. Thank you. Yes, Kabay and Remit, thank you so much for being a part of this show, and thank you for trusting us. Thank you to my tech team and everyone involved in this. I'd like to see you guys soon. This Sunday will be episode 2. In the meantime, stay safe. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay Pilipinas.